Welcome back, listeners, to another episode of Susan Lopresti Wellness, Mind, Body, and Soul, the podcast where we explore the highs, the lows, and everything in between when it comes to a woman's life, her health, and all aspects of navigating the midlife landscape. I'm your host, Susan Lopresti, and today I am super excited about this episode and my very special guest, Ida Garcia. Let me tell you a little bit about Ida before I bring her on. Ida has a master's in art therapy and is a licensed art therapist. She is a pre-licensed drama therapist. Ida is a Cuban-born actress and drama therapist living here in New York. She has a professional career in film, theater, and television. She starred and wrote Angela, a short film about her experience as an immigrant in New York City. Ida graduated from NYU MA in drama therapy and is the co-artistic director of the Big Apple Playback Theater. She worked as a drama therapist at Cook School with adolescents and young adults with special needs. Additionally, she founded Ida Garcia LLC, offering creative art workshops and creative art nature retreats. I met Ida on a networking site, and her story really intrigued me, so much so that I wanted to have her on as a guest on my podcast to speak to my audience of women who are looking to improve their health and their life and make this time of their life more about themselves. It's time that women learn to cultivate time and space for creative outlets for themselves to express their true nature and experiences that they would like to see played out in their life. After all, you can't be everything for everyone else unless you're taking time and putting yourself first. I believe that these creative outlets that Ida Garcia has created is a real life transformation for women. Ida believes in the power of arts as a therapeutic means and is passionate about healing and building communities. And that's just some of the reasons why I asked Ida to come onto my podcast today to speak to my audience of mature women who are looking to heal. Healing means a lot of things, not just the food on your plate and exercising daily, although those are great to do as well. But there are many healing modalities that can turn your life around. And today, Ida is going to share her healing modalities with us. I'm super excited because she's also a fellow New Yorker living in the borough that I was born and raised in. And if you can't tell from my accent, that's Brooklyn, New York. Anyway, without further ado, let's welcome Ida to the show. Ida, I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to speak to my audience about what it is that you do with your programs and how they are helping women to be more in tune with themselves and connect to their true essence. Let's start from the beginning by telling me your journey, at what age you left Cuba and came to New York and why.
Yes. Hi, Susan. Thank you so much
Hi.
for having me. Super excited to talk to your audience and to talk to you about what is my passion and my purpose. As you mentioned, yeah, I'm from Cuba and I came to Cuba in 2013. I was 30 years old. And back in Cuba, my full-time career was an actress. I was an actress in Cuba. I did many artworks. I did TV, television, film, theater. So I was working as an actress, and as some of you may know, Cuba is a dictatorship, and the political situation there and economical situation is very complicated. So one of the reasons I left Cuba is because you can be all of that but have nothing. So you can provide not only for yourself but neither for your family. So I came to live in the US, looking for a better future for not only for myself, but for my family. I don't have family in the US, so it was kind of like a jump in the abyss. I had a really good friend, which is my sister, who made sure I came here and I had the support. But I came to explore and to pursue a better life. So in back in Cuba, we don't do therapy. You know, like in Latin America, therapy is a little bit people are not used to. You have to be bad in order to have therapy. So it is sad that we don't have access to those resources. And I theater, I can tell you, was my therapy. Looking back, and I was always a very sensitive child, very connected and attuned with my emotions, but I didn't know where to put them until I found theater. So in that space of the stage, I could be all the roles I could be without judgment, and it gave me a sense of community, a sense of belonging. So came to New York, you know, started the hustle, and after a few years doing theater, but not being able to pay my rent, to pay my bills with like being an actor, I was like, hey, I need to study something. I need to go back to school and like really get out of this immigrant circle. And that's when I found this master in NYU, drama therapy. And when I went to the info session, Nisha Sahani, who is the director of the program, is a woman of color from Canada, but her roots are from India. The way she spoke and the way she lay out the program, I was like, that's for me. It's basically taking what I love about theater and adding the healing and the psychology part, put it together and offer it. So I would say in drama therapy gave me the platform to use the skills that I already had and learn the other skills that I was able in regards to psychology and mental health. So it was kind of like finding my match, and it gave me a new shift because I continue to be an artist, but I'm a drama therapist. Like that's how I identify myself. And yes, I'm an actress, but not anymore. I'm pursuing this desire of, oh, I want to be in a film. Yeah, I want to, maybe I now want to do my own work, or I want to work with people there is a purpose behind the projects. So that's a little bit about, yeah, Cuba and coming to the US. Then uh, drama therapy, there's different modalities in the creative art therapy. There's art therapy. There's mainly in art therapy, the clinicians use art mediums, dance therapy, music therapy, and then it's drama therapy. But drama therapy, it's the multi-layered. So we can use, as a drama therapy, we can use a little bit of art therapy, we can use a little bit of music and dance and movement. So it has endless possibilities. It is also person-centered. We work with each client and their specific needs. It's not for me, oh, I want to do that. No, I'm asking my client, what do you need? What resources do you have? What's your desire? And according to that, I can create a plan and intervention in order to help them. But as I said in my work, always is everything is an invitation. I don't want to, force anybody to do anything. Especially people get a little bit conscious when they have to act. But this is not for the sake of acting. It's for the sake of expressing and trying new roles and trying new things that in daily life we don't do.
Right. For someone who has never acted before, or let's say had never had a desire to act, it's a whole new experience for them.
Definitely.
Are women open to that if they're not actresses or have that desire to be?
Yeah, let's start by saying that you don't have to be an actress in order to do this work, right? I could be a little bit of like, oh, do I have to? But again, the range is big.
Right.
It's invitation. I always ask my client, just try it and see how we are comfortable. There are many ways, because in drama therapy, we're not interested in good acting or good performance. The moment you just try something, that's good enough. And it's a process. It's all about the process. It's not about the result. Like in acting, we act and we want a good result. In drama therapy, not. The process is what is matters. The process is what is important. How do you feel while doing it? Oh, maybe you felt a little bit like self-conscious. That's normal. But
Yeah.
as you do it and you trust, you maybe get a little loose. Not everybody has to act. That's not the goal. It's all the I give you a whole layout or menu of things that you could do, and then the client will pick what feel more comfortable. Some people don't feel comfortable acting. They don't have to,
Could you
you
give
know.
me an idea of what the menu looks like of different things?
Yeah, for example, if you go to one of my workshops, first we start in community in circle when we introduce ourselves. We use sound and movement maybe to express the feeling. Oh, today I'm feeling this way. How does that connect to your body? And then you are asking the client to connect to the body, which a lot of people are not used to, are
Yes.
disconnected, completely disembodied. This is a practice that is embodied. So we're setting the threads for people to really listen to, oh, I'm feeling nervous, and how this is nervous. If you can express this nervousness in a sound of movement, maybe you're moving your shoulders. So as simple as that. And there is an opportunity for them to start being embodied. And after that, we could do meditation, for example. But everything, for example, when I do a group, uh, I'm first when I'm doing my preparation, I'm thinking about which content I want to explore in this group. For example, if I'm working with women and we're exploring self-esteem, I'm gonna try to bring activities and interventions that relate to that theme that we want to work. Everything is connected, right? It's a thread by thread. So my meditation will be the theme around self-esteem. Then we'll go and do an art activity which is about that too. We'll do movement, exercise, theater games that are connected to that. Build community, feel comfortable, trust, exercise. So each exercise will be thought about what is the main goal of the whole session. We're not throwing exercise by any means. No, we are thinking about what we're doing, which are the contents that we want to the style for those sessions, and then we put it into place. And also, it's an invitation. If I feel the group is not vibing with that, I'll change it. I'll
Right.
change it. I switch gears. You gotta be really listening about your clients and your the people that are in the group, because some people may get blocked, the blockage, or so it's all about listening. And then let's say after they do an art activity, we go back into groups. They share how was this for you, share a couple of emotions, and then with that prepare a little improv. We have costumes, or we have all sorts of props, and then you can create your own story in whatever form. Maybe it is dancing, maybe it is moving, maybe it is a puppet show. There is many ways. And it gives people, usually what people tell me is like, oh my God, I never thought I could act, for example. I never thought I could do. And they find that they can do. And also, they can also be an artist. They don't have to act, but they feel the nurturing in whatever form they are, because it's different.
Yes. What is the outcome at the end of a workshop? What's the takeaway? What do you hear from the women?
Yes, we hear all the time. First, a place to be playful. Allow yourself to be playful like kids, right? We as adults, we have lost the capacity to be playful, thinking that only child can be playful. And no, who says that? We know that when we're playing, there are waves in our brains that get activated. We're in the present moment, we feel good. There is a sense of lightness. Life is not that serious in that moment, right? So that's one thing. A sense of community. One of my biggest uh, interests and purpose is to build community. Me as an immigrant, I'm the perfect example of like, I came here by myself and I
Yeah.
had to build my community. I'm still building my community. So I want people like me that they don't feel a sense of belonging. Maybe their identities have been broken because they used to be one thing in their countries, and they're coming here and they have to do other things. And I want the community, and in general women, everybody, to like have a sense of like, hey, I can come here and this is a safe space, and I can be part of this, and I can be my authentic self. We also promote self-growth through all of that, through sharing, through making art. I see my clients get a lot of self-awareness, growth, um, self-esteem, like empowerment. When you are able to release and feel yourself better in your
Yeah.
body, there is a sense of, oh, okay, I'm feeling better. I feel more attractive, or I feel more confident.
Right.
The theater is the stage of life at the end. What happens there, stories are going to come that are from daily life. It's a way, it's a place to practice life skills. With, for example, with my kids, the kids that I used to work,
Yes.
it's a neurodiverse population. And this population, they have their own differences, they have their own way of communicating. And one of the goals that we use there is that they could practice, for example, if there is bully at school, if there is bad behaviors, we can use these interventions. Okay, how can we do this again? How can you talk to this person in a better way? Let's take it to the stage, let's do an improvisation. So A, it feels angry because B slapped her notebook and throw it on the floor, and then A starts screaming and calling names to this person. How can we do this better? So that's a perfect example of like practicing something in the stage that it is something that they can use these skills for life, right? Because they practice it.
Yeah.
You said pause it. Other kids can give their notes, they can function as directors, so it is helpful. They love it. They love drama therapy and art therapy. At the school, I was also working with an art therapist and a music therapist, and we will join forces and do all sorts of interventions, and it is really amazing what happened.
I could see also, you were just talking about kids and being bullied, but I could see it for adult women, right? Also, in a work environment, you have a boss, or you have coworkers, and there's friction and there's issues. And how do you resolve that? And probably working it out through theater and just letting it loose, and maybe even in the process of acting, you could get stuff off your chest, but you're actually not telling your boss, but you get it out. It's a way to release it. And then you start looking at the behavior in a way, and you become a little bit self-aware. What's the role that I play in this relationship with this boss? Or
Yes, you have touched a very important point, and we have, in drama therapy, again, we can use also psychodrama, and in psychodrama, there is, for example, the empty chair exercise. That's exactly what happens. So there is a need. I had a client, and she had a very restrained relationship with her father, and she never talked to her father. And we use the empty chair exercise for her to have the possibility in this play space to talk and said to her father what she wasn't able to do in person. It creates some healing for her because as you said, it got out of her chest and something happened there. So it's the same, we can practice, we can let anger management, we can, let's say you have an interview and you're very timid, and if we practice this interview and in the improvisation space, in the play space, in the stage, then you feel more confident. Maybe when you go to the interview, you have practiced it, you have done it, it's in your body. That's another part that in drama therapy, in order to assess a client, we usually see if they're able to enter to the dramatic reality. That's how we call it, right? That play space is the dramatic reality. If the client is able to enter immediately to the dramatic reality, be playful, use metaphor, that's a client that has probably a good, mental health. Like, it's not too bad. When people have faced deep trauma, they can do that. It's very difficult for them to enter into the dramatic reality. And then you can assess, okay, this person cannot play, cannot enter. There is some level of big trauma here that is not allowed, because they need to have control over their reality. The moment they don't have control, they feel at risk. So you have to also know with whom, what's the level of trauma. You have to do a good assessment in order to set interventions because it's not for everyone. Maybe you have to start just talking with this client and do very little interventions until they get more loose, and there you can see, more healing. Psychodrama, which was like invented, let's say, with Moreno back in Switzerland, and he was a psychologist, and he was working with prostitutes, and at that time, and he brought the prostitute to the theater and start playing their stories, and through that they could get, like, that the government gave her some secure, like, like health insurance. So a lot of good things happen for this community through psychodrama and theater, and it's based on theater. So yeah, it's proven. We know that theater is healing. We've known for forever. Also, drama therapy is a quite young field. It's been around for, I think, like 50 years or so. So still, even when I'm talking about it, I had to explain to my clients, because for people who are not used to that, it's a little abstract. They don't know. They think they have to act, or they have to act well, they have to be actors. And I'm like, no. It's just another way, using these interventions to get into the same place, which
Yes.
is what you need and what do you desire.
Yes. My significant other had a procedure last week in Manhattan at a Mount Sinai hospital. And so while I was waiting for him, I was walking around the hallway and I saw this woman, and she was pushing a cart, and she had a sign and it said art therapy. Now, I had just spoken to you the day before. This was Friday. We spoke on Thursday. And I said, look at that. And she was making paper flowers, and she was going into the rooms and working with people. And I said, I just spoke about this yesterday, and here I am. And there was art therapy at Mount Sinai Hospital in the heart department.
I do have actually a friend, a colleague, that she's working there as a drama therapist at Mount Sinai. And yeah, and the hospitals, they have the creative arts team. Some of them, depends of the hospital, but yeah, we are all over.
Yes. So now, Ida, tell me about the retreats that you do for women.
Yes.
Get into
Yes.
that a little bit.
So for these retreats, first of all, during COVID, I went to this beautiful Harlem State Park in nature in Bear Mountain with one of my really good friends, and she's an expressive art therapist. And as we were there doing what we do, we're moving and doing art and talking, we said, like, why don't we do this with women? This could be amazing to bring women to this place and build community, do art together. And we did it. We prepared for the whole year, and we launched our first retreat 2 years ago, and it was amazing. And it was basically doing what we love to do in community, now in service of women. And we wanted to do it for women only. That was our vision, to create a more sacred, safe space, this sorority with women. And it was amazing. And in the last year we did our second one, and it was like boom, a hit. And so basically we bring them to this magical place where there is basically no internet connection, so everybody's really present. We're welcoming them. There is a beautiful lake and rock, and just beautiful and peaceful environment. And we do a whole, it's 2 days and 3 days, it's 2 nights and 3 days. We rent a big cabin, and we all stay together. We have to share rooms, and during the day we do workshops, creative art workshops, and we pick a theme. Last year we picked the feminine, so we were working around the feminine. We made wands, and we did bonfires, we did cacao ceremonies, the creative art workshop, yoga by the lake. Shlomit, my business partner, she is a belly dancer, so we did belly dancing also for self-empowerment. Yes. And connect to your sensual energy. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And it creates, a sense of sisterhood, right? Like, as we eat, everything is happening all the time, right? People are sharing with each other. There's a sense of, like, I see you, when you really expand that much time together. Uh, and all is through our making. All is through our making.
Tell me about the aspect of being in nature. How does that play into?
It's just magical. You don't have to do nothing. Nature is the walking meditation, right? You just have to be there. So we are also giving them the space of like just be here with consciousness, with awareness. How can you take this into your daily life, right? How can we be more present, not only in our bodies, with our surroundings, right?
Yeah.
The more present we are with ourselves, the more truthful we are with ourselves, right? Because we're not lying to ourselves, we're not blocking things. We're like, oh, I feel this. Okay, what can I move forward? And I think nature is just the power of healing that nature has. It is infinite.
Yeah.
When you are in nature, just present. And
I feel like nature affects everyone in a way of getting just connected and grounded.
grounded.
I just feel so connected in nature. And then for years, I worked in Times Square in New York City. And when I would get off the bus and walk down the block to go to my job, the buses, the taxis, it's a totally different atmosphere and it's healing. And I'm sure that that atmosphere, along with the programs that you're putting together, it all just goes together perfectly. You come
Exactly.
home like a new person, I'm sure, right?
We say, if we get away of our busy life, where we're like so first, visually, sounds is so activated, right? The sounds, the visuals, everything is, it's a lot in New York, especially in New York. So when you
Yes.
go to a place and it's kind of like, for me, it takes a minute to like just release. Okay. And I can notice how my breathing change, my walk change, because I'm more in tune with the surroundings, the birds
Yes.
singing, the sound of the water, the trees, the blue sky. So you're activating your five senses. And that, come on,
Right.
it is super therapeutic.
Right. What do you have going on now? Anything that you have coming up for a workshop?
Definitely. So this coming Sunday, October 9th, 29th at 6:30 p.m., we're doing a creative art workshop in Bushwick. So my partner has a boxing studio here in Bushwick, beautiful place, and we are collaborating. And I did one last month and it was amazing. So we're doing another one this Sunday. It's gonna be a 2 hour and a half creative arts workshop, and the theme of this one is exploring the archetypes in the theme of Halloween. Like one of the things that we do in drama therapy is role play. How can we have access to more roles, right? The more access to roles, the more flexible we are. It's like, for example, when a mom, when a woman becomes a mother, we can see some women get stuck in the role of the mother and they forget the role of the worker, the lover, the wife, the sister, and they just get stuck. And then with the passing of time, you can see that woman has problems. She lost a sense of community. She's probably disconnected from her own self. So what we're offering with drama therapy is to play with different roles and see which roles are helping you, which roles are in the middle of you, which roles can help you. And in this case, we're going to explore that as we also get into winter, because as we know, winter, we have less light, and some of us maybe go into more dark moods or mood swings.
Yeah.
And so that's the theme of the workshop. We're going to explore the archetypes and do art and movement and be in community.
If someone is not from this area and they wanted to get involved in something like that, do you offer anything virtually as well?
Yes, I was actually trained a lot in virtual, so I offer also one-on-ones. I can lead groups online. Currently, I'm not doing nothing virtual, but I'm open. So if the opportunity arises and somebody it's interested, like they can reach out to me. I'll give you have all my information, but I'll give you so you can.
I will put it all in the notes.
I wanted to talk to you about biographical therapeutic performance.
Yes.
Yes, and I do all of that on Zoom because my mentor live in, well, she live in Israel and she's from Argentina. So as part of my thesis at NYU, that's where I did my program in drama therapy. I did an autobiographical therapeutic film, and this is based in a research, and it's an intervention that one of my mentor created, Susanna Pensick. She is the head of the Department of Drama Therapy in Tel Hai University in Israel. She's from Argentina and teaches all over the world. She has written many books about it. And I was fascinated. First, because I'm a performer, and second, because I wanted to explore my own self through an autobiographical therapeutic piece. And my piece was named Migrating to Myself. So I was exploring the themes of migration physically and metaphorically, not only the migration of from Cuba to New York, but also my relationship with my body, for example, my self-esteem. And I could see through the different interventions that she did with me, looking back, I can see so much healing. You cannot even believe. I remember one of the interventions she did was she interviewed me in the role. I was talking to her that I wanted to become this empowered woman, but I still wasn't there. I still was feeling that I had things that were holding me back. And we're talking about intergenerational trauma, the women in my family, me carrying patterns and things that I even didn't know.
Right.
And in the intervention, she made me enroll the empowered women and interview me. And let me tell you, I'm living now that woman. That's the woman I am today. And in that moment, I wasn't. But because I was able to really embody her, talk through her with the pass of time, that happened. So that's the power. That right there is the power of drama therapy. So what I do now, I did the last one I did, it was just a one person show, and it was a client. She's from Puerto Rico, and it was a rite of passage for her to become a woman, to like let go of the child and become a woman. And in this type of process, we do like an amount of session, could be 12, 15, it depends of the client. And I guide you through different interventions so that the client can create and create her own story, their own story. It could be done in group. It's actually great when we do it in group because people can support each other. And then at the end, they present the show. It end up in a show, but always what I tell my clients, remember, you're gonna work with this show for a few years with you. So you gotta be proud of what you do. You gotta be whatever you said there, you gotta really feel connected to. So my work as a facilitator, it will be more of a doula. I'm helping you birth the story that you want to present to whoever you want to present. You have total power over your show. You decide who do you invite. You decide what do you wear. As a director, I'm just facilitating. Not like in theater, the director say you do this, you do that. No, it's a therapeutic process. So it's a way of empowerment and control. So you got control of your own story.
Wow. That's
So
great.
I'm very passionate. I'm actually looking. I'm gonna put it out here. I'm looking for a group of women, maybe 4 or 5, that wanna go on that journey and facilitate the process for them.
I love that. I'm going to put all the information how women can contact you and get in touch with you, follow you on social media. This is healing. Like I said in the introduction, more than just the food on your plate, it encompasses so much of your life in different areas of your life. You have to be happy in all areas of your life to be completely healthy.
There's a lot of research out there that if people are curious, they can just go Google, drama therapy and what happens to your well-being when you are in art therapy, drama therapy, music therapy sessions. Like there's proof that our brain wave, they get more activated, and there's a sense of connection and healing when we are present doing our work, moving, working with your body and creativity.
Well, when you're moving your body and you're dancing or you're releasing stored emotions that are trapped in our bodies. From an energetic standpoint, you have trapped emotions that could be holding you back from your true potential. And just by doing some body movement helps to free that up and open it and release it and let it go.
Yes, definitely. Another announcement that I have, I'm gonna do two more workshops, one in November and one in December at the studio here in Bushwick. I'll send you all the information for your community.
Okay.
And also planning parent and kids workshop. I'm gonna collaborate with my friend and music therapist Christina. So we're building a workshop, but we wanna do like kids and parents. So put kids and parents to play together.
Very
And
nice.
because I know parents, they're sometimes so disconnected. They don't even know how to play with their children. So we want to create a workshop that we give the opportunity to parents to play with their kids.
I think it's so important to be able to connect with your kids and be a kid yourself, because
Yes.
parenting is not an easy job. You're the disciplinarian, and to every once in a while just really enjoy the act of playing instead of being the responsible parent to making sure that they're on the straight and narrow and doing what they're supposed to be doing. So that's great. I love that idea. I love it.
So
Any final thoughts, Ida, before we go?
I would say to the audience, just try it, try it. Dare to just get up your comfort zone and believe that we don't have to be that serious. And especially in these times that we're living with,
Yeah,
so much fear, so much violence, the more we are in community, the more we are together, we can help each other out.
I love it. Thank you.
For sure. My pleasure. Thank you for
Ida,
having me. Thank you for having me.
thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate it very, very much.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you all for being here. If any of you would like to connect with Ida Garcia, I will have all her information in the show notes, and you could get in touch with her if you're local in New York, if you're in Manhattan or Queens, you're very close to Brooklyn, and you could get to meet her in person. And she also offers virtual workshops as well. So reach out. And thank you so much for being here. Until the next time, be well, stay happy, and bye for now.